Hi, it's Lee Beckett here, and welcome to the first video in this little series, Facebook for Business. In this video, what I'd like to do is provide just a very brief overview of Facebook to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Now, if you already have a Facebook account and you know what the wall is and you know what a news feed is, you can probably skip this video and move on to the next one. If, however, you're new to Facebook or you're not very familiar with Facebook, then we will be looking at those two key elements, the wall and the newsfeed. And I'll also be trying to answer a couple of really basic questions like what is Facebook and why are people using it. So let's have a look at the first of those questions, shall we? What is Facebook? And when I normally ask that question, this is the answer right here. It's a social network. We'll be looking a little bit closer at what that means in the next couple of videos, but in terms of its size as a network, it's absolutely huge. At the time of making this video, there are around 600 million subscribers, and it's growing at an exponential rate. Now, the two key elements of Facebook are the wall and the newsfeed, and rather than trying to tell you what the wall and the newsfeed are, I think it might be easier if I show you. So let's go across to Facebook right now and have a look at them. Okay, so here we are at the Facebook login page. I've already put my login details in, so let's just click enter, and as we get into Facebook, this is where we land. We land at the newsfeed, as you can see, and the newsfeed is effectively the home page. Everyone has a newsfeed, and it becomes their home page for their Facebook account. So what goes on in the newsfeed? Well, as you can see, there are various posts in here. This is from a colleague of mine, a friend and colleague of mine called Donald Schwartz. I'll scroll down through some of this stuff. This is basically stuff that my friends, the people I'm connected to on Facebook, have been posting over the last couple of hours or so. There's literally pages of this stuff, and the way it works is people write stuff either directly on my wall or on their wall, and if they write on their wall, it gets broadcast here on my newsfeed. Okay, and it's actually possible if I don't want to see some of this stuff. Now here's this thing from Donald Schwartz. If I don't want to see this post, I can click here and I can either hide this post, I can hide all by Donald, or mark it as spam. Unfortunately, the nature of Facebook is that we all have Facebook friends. I actually don't have that many. You can have as many as 5,000 friends. Now, it's quite possible and probable that if you have 5,000 friends, you're not going to know all of them personally. You might just be connected on Facebook because you happen to share some kind of interest or for some other reason. And what tends to happen, it's a bit like email. You know, you receive emails from people that you don't really know and they're spamming you. So if that happens, mark it as spam and you won't have to look at it. So that's basically the newsfeed. It's where I receive all of the posts that my Facebook friends, the people I'm connected to on Facebook, the stuff that they post either on their wall or on my wall. Now if I click over here on profile, it'll take me to my personal profile. This is my wall. The profile is my wall. We've actually got some navigation over here. You can see wall is highlighted and show some of the basic information. If I click on this little tab, it takes you to my basic info, tells you what I do for a living, some of my interests as I scroll through. So let's just go back to profile. Now what I can do is I can post on my wall, and whatever I write here will be broadcast into the news feeds of my friends, the people that I'm connected to on Facebook. So let's post something now, making a video about Facebook, and if I click share, that will end up in, apart from being posted on my wall, as you can see, it'll end up in the news feeds of all of my friends. The other thing I can do is, if they are my friends, I can go directly to their wall and I can write on their wall. I can post directly on their wall if they've set permissions for that. You can actually control what information people can see from your profile on Facebook. You can also control how much information or what people can do with your Facebook profile. So you can actually limit people's access to your Facebook account. Okay, so that's the wall and the news feed, and as I say, those tend to be the two key pieces, the two components of Facebook that we need to understand if we're going to use Facebook to connect with people, and ultimately if we're going to use it for business. So if those are the two key components of Facebook, what are people doing with them? Well, they're obviously interacting with their friends, and if you think about it, what we tend to do with friends is we provide snippets of our daily life. We tell them what's going on. As you saw on my wall, I just wrote on my wall and said I'm making a video about Facebook. Now that may be interesting or it may not be interesting depending on your point of view. The other thing that people do is they share information, and one of the favourite things to do on Facebook is to share photographs, and they share news. They could share news about different events, what's going on in their lives, what's going on in their relationships, etc. The other thing that's possible to do is to follow interests. A lot of the people I'm connected with on Facebook share the same interests as me, either from a business point of view or maybe from a personal point of view. I'm a very keen sailor, so I'm actually a member of a couple of groups which are focused on sailing. So if that's what Facebook is and if that's what people are doing, why are they doing it? Well, one of the reasons they're doing it is to stay connected with people. It's a great way of keeping in contact with people that you wouldn't normally speak to on a daily basis, I suppose. The other favourite pastime is to reconnect with old friends. Now, I went to college more years ago than I care to remember, but I've been using it in the last year or so to reconnect, for instance, with people that I went to college with a long time ago. The other thing that I'm able to do once I've reconnected with them is to discover who their current friends are, what they're doing and who their friends are right now. And obviously as a result of that, I've also been able to make new friends. Now this word friend is interesting. Facebook have almost redefined the word friend. I suppose traditionally friends are people that we like, we share stuff in common with, we are in contact with them on a one-to-one basis, either via the telephone, face-to-face, letters or email. Facebook has a broader definition of friends. A Facebook friend is literally somebody that you just happen to be connected with. Now, it could be somebody that you know personally, somebody that you've known for a long time, but it could also just be somebody that you've connected with on Facebook because, as I said earlier, you happen to just share a particular interest. Maybe you share an interest in a movie or a book, and as a result you might connect with that person on Facebook, and it's known as being a Facebook friend. So what can you do with friends? Well, as you've already seen, we can post comments on their wall if they've set permissions for their friends or for other people to post comments on their wall. You can also broadcast to friends news feeds. So rather than speaking to friends on a one-on-one basis, telling them what's going on in your life, it's possible to post your status on your wall, and that will then be broadcast to all of your Facebook friends. Okay, so that's hopefully given you just a little overview of what Facebook is, what people are doing with it and why they're doing it. I suppose the key thing to remember is that Facebook is huge and it's very social, and you're going to see how we can use that size and that social aspect from a business point of view over the next couple of videos. So I'm going to stop this video here and I'll see you in video 2.